figured that I ought to video this for you. So me and Colton got this line off. This is the line that's leaking. So this side that I'm showing you comes back this way, and then this side bolts onto those holes back there, if you can see that silver color. So there's a little O-ring that goes in here. We had them laying right there. What'd you do with them? The old ones. Oh, I took them. Anyways, there's the old ones there. So that one, that black one goes in this part, and then that one that's supposed to be clear goes around this side. So we're gonna try to get this back together. I had to take some lines off and some stuff, some steel lines, a couple rubber lines, just to get back in there to get the bolts off and get it pulled down. So get these seals on and get it put back together, hopefully. All right, we are done for the day. We got this all back together, so should be good to go there. So everything's back together, other than this one line. I can't get the wrench on there to get it tightened to where it needs to be at. So we're gonna have to figure something out there. All the filters are on, lines are on. So we need to put hydraulic oil back in it tomorrow and fire it up and test fire it and make sure nothing's gonna leak. And then throw the jewels back on it, and this project will be finished. All right, Wednesday morning, working in the office a little bit before we head down to work in the shed. But anyways, I don't know if you remember back to last week where I made a prescription map for one of the fields I was showing you. And I put the variety on there that I was going to be planning on planting there. And I was like, well, most of the time, you know, that's a variety that's probably going to go there, but you never know. Well, I just got word yesterday that they don't have enough of that particular hybrid, so I had to take that off my order and switch it out with something else. So I'm back in here. I gotta switch this back. So of course the one that I showed you guys is the one that changed. So we've got to change varieties here. We're gonna change back to 6374. And we're gonna up the population a little bit. I'm gonna go to 35 with this one down in the low spots, and then 34 and 33 and 32, and we're just gonna leave the low ones at 30 because it's right along the trees, and the trees don't grow very much. So I wanted to explain this a little bit more in depth. So you can see all of these different colors. So I can tell you, because I know the field fairly well, that this medium here, this is a hilltop. So that's kind of a hill there. And then you start dropping off into this valley back in here where this ditch runs through. So we've got more productive soils here, higher organic matter. They've got, you know, it's just better dirt all around. So I'm going to plant 35,000 seeds per acre in this dark green area because I know that that is the best soil in the field. So I can put more there, and I can push that area. And then when we get up here to the lighter green, I can back it down a little bit because it's not quite as good as soil, but it's still pretty good. And then we get up here to the yellow. I'm going to plant 33,000 here because it's not quite as good of dirt. So, and then we drop over here to this kind of a hill going down, and we're going to be planting 32,000 here. That's kind of rocky right there. It's a hillside. So we're not going to plant as many seeds there because it's not as capable of producing the bushels that this over here is. So that's kind of what we do. This is all automated, so I'm going to put this, I'll take all of my files for all my fields that I've done. I will put them into the monitor on the corn planter, which is the Precision Planting 2020 monitor. I'll put those in there, and then whenever I go to the field to plant, I can just click on this prescription. I want to plant this prescription, and it will automatically change the rates when I'm going through the field, because I have electric drives. Every row is independent, so I can follow these lines like exactly with the population of the seeds. So that's how that works. This is really the only work that I have to do this, and then it's all automated after that once I get it transferred over to the tractor. So that's a prime example of how some things can change very quickly. We tried to plan out for the next year as best as we can, but there's stuff that comes up like that where you can't predict that. So you just have to plan for the best and then take what you can get. So we're gonna finish this up, and then I'll see you down there at the shed. All right, we got hydraulic oil in, and it's sitting here running right now, so I haven't seen any leaks yet. Everything looks okay. I'm gonna let it run here for 10 or 15 minutes and make sure we don't spring any leaks when everything gets warmed up, and hopefully it'll be good. Alright, it's about 5:30 or 6, and we've been down here. I got down here about 1 o'clock, so got that hydraulic oil back in that tractor, and got it ran for probably half an hour, and I don't see any major leaks. There was a little bit that dripped on the floor, but I'm thinking it was just leftover from what was spilled and what was already leaking. So we're gonna let it sit overnight before we put any wheels back on. I've been working on the planter here a little bit, putting this row unit back on, getting that all put back together. This is the one that got bent, so we had to get a whole new row unit because this shank, this piece here was bent. This green piece here, yeah, that got bent, twisted, which was throwing off the whole row unit. So got that on here. Got to put some more pieces on. Got to get the no-till coulter put on, which is that wavy blade there. I got to get a new seal for that one because it broke the whole spindle piece. So got to get that put back together. Cody's over here working on his planter, pulling off all the gauge wheels so we can put new seed discs on. All right, it is Thursday, and I got down here about noon, and so I've been working around. I'll show you what we actually accomplished over there in a minute, but I got this row unit all put back together, so I've got to adjust everything, so this is all going to come apart again, but I just put it back together so it would not be laying on the floor until we get some stuff moved. So I got to get all my stuff put up here. All right, side dress bar is done. Gotta watch so we don't pinch our hoses. Got the new blades on, new knives on, and this thing's greased up. Checked the wheel bearings. Did some of the bearings on the disc, and it should be all ready to go. All right. We're hooked up to the corn planter, and we're gonna move it into the main bay. All right, we are in the process of getting stuff back in. We're getting close. We need some air conditioning. It's actually hot. It's actually like 50-something degrees out here today. It's Saturday, the 3rd of February. And the sun's out, and we got equipment out the barn. I'm actually going to try to back this sprayer in, so this is going to be interesting. All right, got everything moved in. Hopefully you saw the time lapse. I think it died, but we're getting everything washed out. These row units were full of dirt and stuff down in here because that's where the seed tube goes. So getting all this stuff washed down, and then we're gonna bring all of the row units back home and into the shop and get those all washed. We want to have those inside the heat at night so they dry out. So we'll do that tomorrow. I'm gonna get these loaded up here in a minute and head back. Hey everyone, thank you for watching this week's video. We got the corn planter out, got started working on that, and we pulled all the meters off and got those brought home. That's where we were getting washed up there. I showed you just a minute ago, but we brought those home. We're gonna wash them up in the shop, get that all ready. Washing out all the row units on the planter, trying to get all that dirt out of there that builds up throughout the year. I just don't have a lot of time to get it cleaned up in the summer because we're so busy doing other stuff, so I kind of just wash off the planter and forget about the rest of it. So getting that finished up and getting parts ordered for next week for the DB60, and then some closing wheels, and getting some parts in so we can keep working on planters and getting those ready. So thank you for watching this week's video. Please like and subscribe down below, leave me a comment, and we'll see you next week.